We always talk about getting strangers. And then a lot of part that I talk about is you're really nurturing your current relationships because, your households are already watching, even if no, you don't, even if you think they're not, it usually comes up in conversation if you're consistent enough and you're meeting with them. So why don't you lean into that a little bit about how social media has worked for you and your client base?
Yeah, it's funny if you are toying with the idea of doing social media or doing something, and you watch some of the different, financial advisors that are making content out there, it looks like they have it figured out. They've got the strategy, they've got the voice, maybe, it can be intimidating. And what I can say to this point, I'm winging it. I really am. I'm just, I don't have a calendar. It's not like I'm going to do this formula of 60% professional, 40% personal. I don't have any of that stuff, and it's still working. So I think that's a barrier to entry to getting started, is feeling like you got to be perfect out of the gate. And it's not about perfection. It's about progress, right? So
Exactly.
Yeah. So my strategy with social media is just, we did a couple of videos, and it was funny, me and Mike Crumley, my operations manager, from time to time, we just sit down and we go through, like ideas, and we just kind of think big picture and stuff we want to do. And I remember we were in the old office. I said, Mike, I think we should do video. And I had no idea how to do video. So he's like, yeah, it's a great idea. Let's just get started. So it was me and him in my office, terrible lighting, no microphone. Our tripod was it was like a Putnam Funds like umbrella, and that was what we were using to stabilize it. So the whole thing was moving like this. It was terrible.
Yeah.
And now it's funny to look at, and I don't think we posted a lot of that stuff because we did some practice. But when you get started, you're the worst you're ever going to be, and you can only get better from there. So that's got to be encouraging to some extent, But we started doing some video, and then we got a little confidence. We posted some, and they weren't very good in the beginning, but I didn't care, And I saw the numbers, and you get like 100 views on a video or whatever it was back then. I'm thinking, how much time would it take for me to spend 3 minutes in front of 100 people if I did a phone call? It'd take me all day. You do a video, you edit it, you do your thing. Even if you don't do much editing, it puts you in front of 100 people at the same time. There's just, you had to be on TV before the internet to be able to do that. Now all those barriers are gone, and you can make your own little broadcast. And using your iPhone and maybe like a cheap microphone, it looks pretty good. And people don't care so much about the production value. I think that's another barrier that people create for themselves. It's more about the message and more about your authenticity and your personality coming out, because that's what people gravitate towards. So that's been my experience so far.